Have you ever had one of those moments where your brain just short circuits for a second? I'm talking about those pure, unadulterated moments of panic over something completely ridiculous. Well, my family had a front row seat to one of mine just the other day, and let me tell you, they're still not letting me live it down. Picture this. It was a pretty typical Tuesday evening. I was parked on the couch, king of my castle, remote in hand, just flipping through channels. You know the vibe, completely relaxed, mindlessly watching some documentary about deep-sea creatures or something. The room was quiet, except for the low hum of the TV and the gentle whir of our trusty old standing fan. This fan, by the way, has been with us for years. It's one of those classic models with the oscillating feature, swinging its cool breeze back and forth across the living room in a predictable, comforting rhythm. Left, right, left, right. It's the soundtrack to our summers. So there I am, deep in my couch potato zone. The fan is doing its thing, sweeping across the room. It passes over me, a welcome wave of cool air, and continues its journey toward the other side of the room. I'm not even really paying attention to it anymore. It's just background noise, part of the furniture. But then something weird happens, something that just doesn't compute. The fan head was supposed to continue its arc, right? It should have gone all the way to the left, paused for a beat, and then started its slow journey back to the right. That's the law of the fan. That's what it has done for the past 5 years, but not this time. Midway through its swing, it just stopped, dead in its tracks. And then it started turning back towards me, way before it was supposed to. Now, my brain, which was operating at about 10% capacity, went into immediate overdrive. I'm talking full-on red alert. My first thought wasn't logical. It wasn't, oh, maybe the oscillation mechanism is broken, or, that's a weird electrical glitch. Nope. My brain, in its infinite wisdom, jumped to the most rational conclusion it could muster. A ghost. Yes, a ghost. A spectral entity had decided to manifest in my living room on a Tuesday night with the sole purpose of messing with my fan settings. In that split second, I was completely, 100% convinced that an invisible hand had reached out from the great beyond and physically stopped the fan, pushing it back in my direction. My eyes went wide. I think my heart literally skipped a beat. I could feel the adrenaline dump into my system, and I swear the temperature in the room dropped 10 degrees. I was ready to bolt. I was picturing headlines. Man flees home due to paranormal appliance activity. I sat there, frozen on the couch, just staring at this now-possessed fan. My entire body was tense. I was about to let out a yell that would have probably shattered windows. I was preparing to make a run for it. Maybe grab the dog on the way out and never look back. The house was clearly haunted, and the ghost wanted air conditioning. It all made perfect sense. And just as I was about to have a full-blown B-movie level freak-out, a tiny giggle erupted from behind the couch. It was a small sound, but it was enough to shatter the paranormal illusion. Slowly, I peered over the back of the sofa, and there she was, my 5-year-old daughter, crouched down like a little ninja, with her hand still on the little pin at the back of the Fantha, one you pull up to stop it from oscillating. She had snuck up behind the couch while I was lost in my TV stupor, waited for the perfect moment, and decided to conduct her little experiment. She saw my face, a perfect mask of terror, and the giggle turned into a full-blown belly laugh. She was so proud of herself. Her little prank had worked beyond her wildest dreams. The tension in my body just vanished, replaced by this wave of, well, embarrassment. My wife, who had been in the kitchen, heard the commotion and came in to see what was happening. My daughter, through fits of laughter, managed to explain the whole thing. Daddy thought a ghost pushed the fan, she squeaked out between giggles. And that was it. The dam broke. My wife started laughing. My daughter was practically rolling on the floor. Even our teenager, who usually communicates only through grunts and eye rolls, cracked a smile from the doorway. The scene was surreal. Me, the brave dad, the protector of the household, had been reduced to a quivering mess by a 5-year-old and a $20 fan. The single second of sheer, unadulterated terror I experienced was immediately followed by what felt like an eternity of family-wide mockery. They laughed for a solid 10 minutes, not just chuckles either. I'm talking tears streaming down their faces, can't breathe, holding their stomachs kind of laughter. Every time they seemed to be calming down, one of them would look at my face and the whole thing would start all over again. I tried to defend myself. Hey, it moved unnaturally. I'd say you weren't there. It was spooky, but it was no use. I had become the butt of the joke, and it was a really, really funny one. Looking back, it's one of my favorite memories. It was such a perfect little moment. My daughter's sneaky cleverness, my own ridiculous overreaction, and the way the whole family came together to just laugh. It's a reminder that sometimes the scariest things are just in our heads, and that the best moments are the ones you can't plan. My 1 second of ghost-induced panic gave my family 10 minutes of pure joy, and honestly, that's a trade I'd make any day. Though I do keep a closer eye on that fan now, and my daughter. It just goes to show you, you never know where the next great family story is going to come from. Thanks so much for hanging out and letting me share my moment of utter ridiculousness with you. If you've ever been scared silly by something totally harmless, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear that I'm not the only one. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories. See you next time.